employees have been demanding the performance that only...
You might wonder how blind people deal with everyday challenges. Well, normally the answer is simple. We're not that different from you. We play music. We go to school. We go to work. You get the picture. But sometimes the simplest things can be difficult, and we need a pair of eyes.
Connect to.
That's where you come in.
Establishing video connection.
Through your smartphone, Be My Eyes connects the blind with sighted people through a live video connection. Simply choose if you need help or want to help by the click of a button.
That's a nice picture of you and your family, Caroline. Is it for a present? Yes, it's a photo from my parents.
You can help just by installing the Be My Eyes app,
Print image.
and we'll notify you when someone needs your help. And if you're in the middle of something, don't worry. Someone else will step in.
That dog is way too old.
So, would you care to be my eyes? You might
longest established four-wheel drive shop, the home of Australian-made Cub campers, and they only employ people that know their stuff. Off-road equipment, 61 McCoy Street, Myaree. offroadequipment.com.
Emergency Denture Repairs and Dental 777 provide a complete service for all your dental needs. General, cosmetic, implant and prosthetic dentistry. EDR manufacture affordable dentures and implant dentures on site and do emergency repairs while you wait. They offer rebates from all health funds with up to 80% rebate for HBF members. Call 9382 2222 to book with an EDR or Dental 777 surgery today.
Dell Small Business Technology Advisors know there's nothing small about your business. That's why Dell offers one-on-one partnership and tailored tech solutions with Windows 10 Pro. Visit dell.com.au/small business. Windows 10 Pro means business.
On 882 6PR, this is Perth Tonight with Chris Ilsley.
Must be time to talk technology with Ben Aylett from Easy Wireless. By the way, his website is Ben Aylett, 1L2Ts in aylett.com.
That's right.
Welcome along.
Thanks
Identified by his Hawaiian shirt. I'm going to start off with a question.
Yes.
I've got this SMS to us from Brendan, actually.
Okay.
He says, can you ask Ben this question?
Right.
I drive a 2010 Falcon sedan, so that'd be an FG series.
Right.
It has an auxiliary input. Would it work if I used an input cable connected to a portable DAB, that's digital audio broadcasting radio,
Yep.
connected via the auxiliary input, so I can listen to digital?
Okay. Well, all right. So the output we're getting from the digital audio radio, the DAB radio, would be the signal that we'd get from our headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the auxiliary inputs are very well suited to that because you can take your phone or an iPod player and you can use the auxiliary cable and plug it straight into the auxiliary port and plug it into the headphones. And that will do the trick. So that will work. So I'd say a DAB radio, no problem. That would work, and you get yourself all your digital radio stations, which would be cool.
The only downside to that I can potentially see would be the external aerial. Ideally, you'd want something that could connect to the external aerial because inside the car, you may have issues.
Yes.
It may not function as well inside the car. It might drop out quite a bit.
Yeah, and then there's the question of power. So if you've got a
the
12-volt
auxiliary
adapter-
power supplied there, that's not a problem.
Yeah, so
Power's not a problem.
Yep. Okay.
Getting the audio's not a problem. Reception may be a problem. So in an ideal world, you'd want something that could also connect to the outdoor antenna.
Yeah. Now, I was just thinking, would the radio signal, digital or not, would that be affected by going through the Graham Farmer tunnel?
No, there's a retransmission facilities in there.
Oh, there you go. So that's sorted out. That's good. Yeah. But yes, Chris, you're right. I'd say the antenna would be something worth considering.
Yeah. That's about the only thing that you'd run into. Everything else, I think, would look after itself, to tell you the truth.
I'd say it would.
Yep. By the way, if you'd like to have a chat to Ben, 922-11882 is our number. Mark's waiting, so we won't keep him. G'day, Mark. Waiting, that is.
Oh, g'day, Chris. Look, I'm just following up on that question that you just asked Ben.
Yes.
Because I've got a DAB plus radio in my car with an auxiliary port.
Yep.
And it's very versatile. If I want to listen to digital radio coming from the radio, then I can plug my phone into the port and it acts as a charger. So my phone's charging up, but I'm still listening to the radio coming out of the car. On the other hand,
Yep.
Yeah, on the other hand, if I want to listen to, say, a podcast,
Yes.
I just change the function on the radio so that it's getting a signal from the phone.
Yeah.
And then it works as an iPod, playing a podcast. So it's very versatile.
It is. Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I enjoy listening to podcasts while I'm driving. It's a good way to sort of keep the brain turning over.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Ideal.
These modern digital radios, they're just the ants' pants because not only do you get more radio stations,
yes,
but on your regular radio stations like 6PR,
yep,
the quality of sound is far better than the old analog radios.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
No,
sure.
No question about that. Mind you, I want to point out that in the case of the question Brendan's asking, his car radio isn't digital.
Yep.
So he's talking about plugging an external digital radio into it.
That's right, yeah. So
that works too.
Yeah, so you'll... Yeah, so Mark, you're probably thinking about the USB external port for the car stereo, which works fantastic. I think it was Brendan. It's like the 3.5mm audio jack going in. So that's what he's using,
Yeah.
But look, either way.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Marcus. Yeah, and I mean, now they're getting more and more. Do people use all the gadgets, or do a lot of people even understand some of the gadgets that are there for them?
I'd say that people would be aware of some of the gadgets and they would use maybe one or two of the functions. I mean, I'm no different. You know, my phone is fantastic, does a whole bunch of things, and my car radio is awesome, but really all I use the car radio for, I just use Bluetooth to link it to my phone, and the phone is attached to the dash, and I listen to podcasts, or I might listen to music now and then. Otherwise, it's just a phone, or it's shouting directions at me. And you know, I very rarely tune into FM, you know, AM, of course, now and then I listen, but in most cases, I just use a couple of functions which work for me, and I just run with it, and there is nothing wrong with that.
Do you know how many functions it's got, including the ones you don't use?
As in my car stereo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
you know what they are, it's just that you don't necessarily use them.
Exactly, and that's kind of how I'm wired. As soon as I get something in my hands...
that's what I was trying to find out.
Yeah.
You got to do that, don't you?
Yeah, well, I turn it over in my hands a few times and play around with a few bits and pieces. I've changed the graphics on the car stereo, which is fun. But
you just do that stuff because you can.
Yeah.
Not because you need to.
No.
Not because it performs any meaningful function.
Not even if I should.
That's right. What's this about? By the way, if you'd like to have a chat to Ben, 922 882 is our telephone number. What's this about Fortnite?
Okay, now those that have been living under a rock would not have heard about Fortnite. Fortnite is it's a shoot 'em up game, but it's a little bit of a variation. So there's two things that makes it a little different to other games. First of all, it's got a building element. So as you're running around gathering weapons and ammunition, you're also gathering material to build barriers. So you can build yourself cover. You'll be running around this island, and if someone starts shooting at you, you can quickly pop up a wall, hide behind it, and then start working out a strategy. You can even build towers and you stand on them. The other interesting thing about Fortnite is that it's a mode known as Battle Royale. Basically, 100 people get into a plane or...
You're a big kid. You know that, don't you?
Look...
A really big kid.
Yes.
Not that there's a problem with that. Carry on.
No problem with that.
I just thought I'd tell you. Just in case no one else had.
Well, I've got the feedback from Mrs. Aylett a few times, and she's told me that I'm a big kid and I should
Funny about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so Battle Royale mode basically means 100 people get into some sort of a flying object, being a flying bus or a plane, and they jump out and they land on the island. There's 100 people on the island, and the aim is to be the last man standing. Bit of a note, I've never made it to be the last man standing. I'm not good at Fortnite, but getting into the top 10, it is a hell of a rush, and I can totally see why the kids are spending so much time playing Fortnite, because it is a very well-crafted game, and it is extremely popular, and it is just so much fun to play, which is why it's such a runaway success. Also, it's a free-to-play game. There you go. There's no upfront cost, but people, the guys who make Fortnite, which is Epic, they are making money out of selling something called V-Bucks. It's an in-game currency which is then used to buy V-Bucks.
Video bucks, I'm guessing.
Well, yes, virtual bucks or whatever it is you want to give the
virtual bucks.
Virtual bucks.
Yeah.
And these V-Bucks are then spent to buy things like costumes or skins or different dance moves or emotes for the characters. It doesn't make gameplay easier. It doesn't make the weapons better. It just gives it a bit of an individuality. So you can craft your character to be a little bit different, and people lap that up, and that's how they're making.
People often take this quite seriously, though, don't they? I mean, some people forget how seriously other people take their games.
Yeah, actually, this is a serious game. There are international tournaments, and just recently there was a big invitational played, and that was for PUBG, but still the prize money is huge. And back at E3 in Las Vegas just this year, there was a $3 million charity game.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so they had pro-level players, so people who are actually making money playing this game, teamed up with a celebrity player, and they just basically played to the death, and the last two standing won $3 million for their charity of choice.
You must be in the wrong game. Why aren't you going to play games all the time? What are you bothering about this fix-up-the-gear technology? It must be much more fun playing it. And by the sound of things, damn sort more lucrative too.
It's super lucrative, but like anything that is, like entertainment.
Yep.
There are a million starving players out there, just like there's a million starving actors and a million starving
of course there is.
musos for the handful of superstars. So everyone wants to be a superstar, but you've got to pay your dues.
It's the old religious principle, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, many are called, few are chosen.
Exactly.
Yeah, process sucks.
I'm Gareth Parker from the morning program where Liberal Senators...
You might wonder how blind people deal with everyday challenges. Well, normally the answer is simple. We're not that different from you. We play music. We go to school. We go to work. You get the picture. But sometimes the simplest things can be difficult, and we need a pair of eyes.
Connect to.
That's where you come in.
Establishing video connection.
Through your smartphone, Be My Eyes connects the blind with sighted people through a live video connection. Simply choose if you need help or want to help by the click of a button.
That's a nice picture of you and your family, Caroline. Is it for a present? Yes, it's a photo from my parents.
You can help just by installing the Be My Eyes app.
Print image.
And we'll notify you when someone needs your help. And if you're in the middle of something, don't worry. Someone else will step in.
That dog is way too old.
So, would you care to be my eyes?
See Bill Murray like never before. Book now at Ticketek.
This is Perth Tonight with Chris Ilsley on 882 6PR.
Indeed, we're talking to our tech man, Ben Aylett. BenAylett.com is the website. That's where you'll find all of the contact information. And also, if you'd like to have a chat to him, you can do that too. 922 11882. We're talking about Fortnite, this game that you've just blown up to be the biggest thing since sliced bread as far as games are concerned.
Yep.
But there's always a catch, and in this case, the catch is a security catch.
Yes. Now, the big thing that's happened just in the last week is that Fortnite has become available on Android phones, in particular the Samsung Galaxy S8, the S9, and the latest Galaxy Note. So Samsung and Epic Games have teamed up together and made Fortnite available on the Samsung phones. Normally, this is not a problem. But this time round, with Fortnite making money hand over fist for Epic Games and being so incredibly popular, Epic have sat back and had a look and said, yes, we need to put this on a mobile platform. Let's put it on Android. And then they go and have a look at the Android App Store. And I'm not too sure if the listeners are aware or not, but the way that the app stores work is that they put the app in, and then let's say we sell it for $1. For every dollar you make as an app developer, 30 cents goes back to Google or 30 cents goes back to Apple. They take a cut.
They take a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I see we've got a call, so we'll just quickly take that call and we'll just jump on back.
All right, Kevin.
Yeah, hi there, Chris and Ben.
Yep.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago I rang you regarding Mum's got a care alert and because now going to the NBN.
Yep.
We've got the new care alert and they've got the SIM card in it. That's running by Optus.
Yep.
But we're only getting not even 2 bars. We're lucky even to get 1 bar.
Ooh, okay. So this is using the mobile phone services to run the care alert thing. Yeah, that's a concern.
Now, is there any way of improving that?
There is a technology. I mean, it's been used in America a fair bit, and it's called a femtocell. So you got your nanocell, picocell, femtocell. So it's a tiny, tiny cell transmitter that sits in your home. Telstra's got a product called the Smart Antenna, which does the same thing. What it does, it's divided into 2 halves. You've got one half which you put in the middle of your home, and that's your transmitter, and that transmits the mobile phone signal to all the devices inside your house. And then there's the antenna side, which then sits in a place where you've got a good mobile phone signal, and that basically is your repeater. So that's a mobile phone repeater. I know Telstra has got it, and they call it the Smart Antenna, and it is available, and it does work. I've actually installed it for a few customers, and it does work very well. It gets the job done. I would contact Optus about a Smart Antenna or a femtocell. They may have information for you on how to do that. So that's the most obvious way to fix it.
Yeah, you know, before you leave tonight, can you leave that name with the reception? And I can call tomorrow sometime and get the names off the reception.
You'd have to call this program. You can't call reception during business hours,
Reception's gone home. I can't leave anything with them, mate. Sorry.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll leave the information with Jess.
Yep.
And you can call when we're on at another time, Kevin. But it's a bit hard for us to leave it with reception because they won't know what we're talking about.
Actually, Kevin, are you able to get on the internet? Can you open web pages and go to the 6PR website?
At the moment, I've been cut off the internet because of the NBN.
Bugger.
No, what we'll do is we'll just leave it with, we'll leave the information with Jess and you'll be able to call her. Thanks for that, Kevin.
No worries.
Now, as you were saying about Fortnite, this idea, let's get it on the phone, seems like a wonderful idea, but...
okay, because Google likes to take a cut of everything put on the store, which is fair enough because it's a big store, there's a lot of work behind it. Epic have looked and said, actually, we've got the world's most popular game right now. We don't need Google's marketing power, because the job's done. So let's just host the Android game on our website and we'll teach people how to sideload our game. Sideloading is the act of disabling a security measure and then downloading files from an untrusted site. In this case, it's the Epic Mega Games site. You know, they can be trusted because what they're doing is legitimate, but it's the game has not been vetted by Google and it doesn't come with the Play Protect security stamp.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so no one else has had a look at this game and no one else has looked at it and said it's got no nasties hidden in it, so it's okay. So no one's done that. We are downloading and installing effectively an unknown app. Now, normally, this is no problem because this is Epic and they want to make sure that they get things right and they really don't want to have anything nasty on their phones or on their programs. But what it opens a door for is for people learning how to sideload and then maybe being duped into installing a program that is not by Epic. So it undoes all of the security work that's been done so far through the app stores. And it's teaching people how to sort of colour outside the lines a little bit. And it's giving me a little bit of a little vein in the forehead at the moment. It's starting to sort of
understand
bulge a bit. And I'm thinking, no.
While we're talking about that, what about security in our passwords? Seems like an ongoing, boring subject, but let's face it, it's only boring until somebody exposes the vulnerability in the fact that Fido is your password.
Oh, yeah, when your password gets compromised, then it gets really, really interesting. Now, the one thing we should be covering is the password reuse. So we know we need to have complex passwords, and people say, well, you know, that's a hassle. I shouldn't have to remember complex passwords all the time. But so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a complex password, and I'm going to use it across everything. Now,
most people do. Somebody got rather snaky with me when I suggested they did have a complex password.
Yeah.
They said, I got the same password for everything. I said, you need a different password for everything. And then it was on for young and old. I mean, at one point I said, hey, listen, I haven't suggested sacrificing your firstborn, so can we keep this in perspective? But just the prospect just sent them frothing.
I can understand where they're coming from because it takes a lot of work to dream up a password and even more work to try and remember it over and over and over again. So password recycling is not a good idea. Even though you've got a really strong password, you're doing your part, which is great. But when things fail, that's when it all falls apart. So we know that there are breaches. We hear about breaches all the time. So, you know, things like Ashley Madison and all these other online services, they get compromised and somehow all your user data gets leaked out. And sometimes we even get things like credit cards and passwords. If I was a hacker and I got my hands on a database, which is not hard to get, I would be able to crack a few passwords and then, you know, I might see Chris.Ilsley at Gmail and I work out his password. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try other services using the same password. So I'll try Facebook, I'll try Twitter, I'll try your bank account.
Everything.
Everything. That's the first thing you do.
Yeah. No, there's a definite message in there. So the bottom line is do that. And, of course, you've always recommended LastPass for controlling your passwords.
LastPass. So, you know, managing long passwords is like herding cats. It's tricky.
Yep.
But with the right tools, it can be done. We can talk about that next week.
We certainly can. Ben, as always, a pleasure. Thank you very much for popping in.
Always a pleasure.
Now, don't forget, if you'd like to get in contact with Ben, I've got to get this right. benaylett.com is the website. benaylett.com.
That's correct.
That's right. And that's where you'll find all the contact information.
We're on the lookout for Perth Live's local legend with De Freitas and Ryan.